Hey you guys, it is May here, and oh my gosh, it has been such a long time. And to be completely honest, like my heart is pounding right now, like I'm making my first video all over again. Oh, it's such a weird feeling. I really wanted to get back on here. It was time, and um, I just wanted to just share from the heart today. I don't really have like a specific topic in mind, but so much has transpired. Um, and I just wanted to stay true to myself. And the reason why I even started sharing, videos on YouTube, was just to share my journey, share what I learned. Of course, it started off with, you know, transitioning to natural hair. But people evolve. Like I was 23, you guys, when I started making videos here on YouTube. My first year in graduate school, moving to a new city. I, struggled with low self-esteem from a lot of different situations going on when I first started out, and YouTube was like my outlet to connect, because I didn't feel like I could connect with those that were surrounding me, at that time. And YouTube just provided such a community for me as far as, finding other women who were going through, the same things I was going through as it, related to natural hair care. And then, of course, that evolved over time, finding other people who were in grad school, and from grad school, to getting married, and, now I have a child. Just so much has changed. And I feel like, being someone who has been on social media for a while, it it got a little difficult to continue to share things that were close to me, I should say, as far as, my own personal things that I was going through, just because, when I started out making content, I didn't really know who was going to watch. I didn't really, think about growing a following or anything like that. That wasn't, what it was about. So, when I started gaining a following, and like, oh my goodness, all these people are like listening to what I have to say, and I'll run into random people on the street and even in other countries and things like that. Like I feel like unconsciously I started to close up a little bit, because being on social media, guys, it can be hard. It can be really, really hard, because you're opening yourself up to random strangers. People feel the need to make all sorts of crazy comments, judge you for your decisions. And when I first came in, I didn't have, a thick skin at all. That kind of stuff, the negative, it was very easy to internalize. And it's not good. If you continue to internalize, it really damages your psyche if you let it. And I feel like with a lot of the recent transitions that I've had in my life, boy, it was hard to continue sharing. I felt like I needed to create my own space, kind of pull back as I rediscovered who I was. I've been doing a lot of reflection, a lot of reflection over the last year or so, and I came to the conclusion that, for me, I feel like I placed a lot of emphasis on titles, on roles. Like I feel like I let my surrounding situations, my experiences, define me in a way. Like I was always the person, from high school on, or elementary school on. Like I always had this plan. Like I felt like I had everything in control. And things really would go almost all the time really, really well for me. And, with this last transition, I finished grad school, which was a very trying experience in and of itself. Thankfully, I'm grateful for that experience because it helped me grow, but it was very, very hard. And it really became, my life for like 7 years. And so I feel like that's when I started to let a lot of things define me. And transitioning straight from that, finishing grad school, going straight into motherhood, which was a beautiful, unexpected experience. But, going through that transition, being PhD student, then going straight into motherhood, I feel like I started to lose a sense of who I was as just a human being. Like, I was always, what do you do? What do you do? Oh, I'm a grad student, and, now I'm a mother, I'm a wife. But, like, I started to ask myself, like, who are you really? Like, if you take all those titles away, who are you at the core? Like, do you even know who you are? Are you letting others define you? And, even with the whole natural hair blogger, like, these titles, there's nothing bad about them per se, but like when you start to put your value into those titles, that's the dangerous part, because titles, oh my goodness, my friend shared, we were just talking, she shared this with me, just titles are temporary. Titles can give you a false sense of superiority. They can give you a false sense of inferiority. And it is so true. If you get so wrapped up in those titles, and then you just, I don't know if those titles go away or they start to evolve, and all of your values like placed into that, you can really start to lose yourself. And I didn't want to lose myself. So the best thing for me was to just pull back. Just pull back completely. Like, I started just spending time with myself. And, that can be really hard, whether you are, a parent, or you have a crazy, insane job, or whatever the case may be. Like, I know it's hard to make that time for yourself. But for me, I started to realize that it was completely necessary for just my growth as a human being, my sanity. And, as I started to spend that time with myself, I realized that, I am evolving, I'm changing, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I have to allow myself the ability to just evolve. Like, I can't allow myself to be defined by all these titles. I have to give myself the freedom to explore, because there's just so much, that I have not yet experienced or just learned. Like, I just have to give myself the freedom to just grow, you guys, just really grow and just experience all that life has to offer, because it really is. There's a lot out there, and I have so many desires, and I don't know, sometimes it can be confusing, because I do have all of these, different interests, and, in the past I've always just known what the next step was, and to be honest, I don't really have a good grasp on what that next step is, and I'm being completely honest and transparent when I say this. And then the reason why I even have the courage to make this video right now is because I was sharing on Instagram. I'd taken a huge break from there too, just everywhere, social media. And I was just sharing how I honestly feel like I don't have it all together. And I know everyone doesn't have it all together, but it can be really hard when you see your peers, family, friends, and it looks like they have it all together. They're doing all these amazing things, and you're happy for them. But then you start comparing and looking at your own life, and you're wondering, like, what step did I miss? Like, what happened? Am I not doing enough? And, I had to, that's another reason why I just had to take a step back, because I knew those comparisons weren't healthy. And I know everyone has their own unique journey and experiences that they grow from. And I just started to really realize that, all of the experiences that I go through are tools. They're tools that are going to help me grow, help me learn what I need to know for that next phase. And life is really this kind of cyclical journey. You're in this constant pattern of growing and evolving if you let yourself do that. And with each evolution, there's just something new that you're bringing to the surface about yourself. And so forget all the comparisons, whatnot. Like, I'm truly happy for everyone in their own journeys, and I am now confident in my own journey, even though I don't have anything together, I feel like, a lot of times. But that's okay. It is okay, because I am just going to take, one moment at a time and be grateful for where I am right now. I feel like for me, and I know for a lot of other people too, because you guys have shared with me, it's always been about like looking towards the next step. Like, what is the next step? And I feel like with always looking forward so much, we lose the importance of the present and what the present has to teach us. And if we're just, if we take the time and we're patient enough with ourselves, have compassion with ourselves, I feel like the present has a lot to teach us. And there are just so many beautiful moments that we're missing out in like right now, because we're just always looking ahead. So, if we're always looking ahead, we just stand to miss out on so much. So I'm learning to live more in this present moment, because I'm reading this awesome book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and it's just reminding us that the present moment is all you ever have. I don't have the past. I don't have the future in my hands. I have this very moment right now where I'm choosing to just share what's on my heart. And I hope that, my experiences can help you take the time to reflect on your own experiences, because that's what it's about. It's not about just, sharing so you guys can look and say, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that. It's coming from a place where I want you to take more time to look at yourself and grow in your own journey. And, of course, I'm so grateful for you guys and taking the time to be a part of my journey and to help me grow as well, and just to provide community, because community is also so important. And this is why I want to share, because sometimes it can be hard to find others to relate to. And I want to be able, to share my honest experiences, because I know there are other people out there who are going through some of the same feelings that I go through. And to be honest, I feel like sharing my own experience strengthens me in a way as well. This is kind of like therapy for me, in a sense. Just hearing myself talk all of this stuff out. Like when I just pressed record, I didn't know what I was going to say. But knowing that I'm, sharing publicly is helping me to be more honest with myself, which is why I feel like I've been able to, or not been able to, but have enjoyed sharing, for the past, goodness, over 7 years now. It's crazy. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for all of you who have been really supportive and have shared really encouraging and kind comments. Like, I may not have time to reply to everyone, but I do read all of them, and I'm so grateful, because you guys have played a very important role in my evolution as well. So I thank you so much for that. But just going back to what I was saying about not always knowing what the next step is, but not worrying about that, living in the present moment. I came across this amazing quote from a book, and I want to read this to you guys because this resonated so much with me that I just felt like I had to share. So this quote is from the book Journey to the Heart, and I think the author's name is Melody Beattie. Yes, Melody Beattie. And I'll put the information in the description box below. But this is what the quote says. It says, "Sometimes we don't know what we want. If the answer is, I don't know, then say it. Be at peace with not knowing. Sometimes the reason we don't know is that what's coming is going to be very different from anything we've ever experienced before. Sometimes the reason we don't know is that it would be too confusing for us right now. Knowing would make us afraid. Take us away from now. Sometimes our souls know, but it's just not time for our conscious minds to know yet. Sometimes knowing would take us out of the very experience we need to go through to discover the answer we're looking for. It's okay to not know. The lesson is trusting that we'll know when it's time." And you can see that's already getting me very emotional because it took me a while to accept that I can't control everything. I don't know everything. I don't have all of these, plans set in place. Just coming from past experiences where I felt like I had everything in place, like I felt I had everything together. But now just being able to transition into this space where I know that even though I don't know what the next year has in store for me, that it's okay because I can focus on now. I can focus on just spending time in this growth, just absorbing all of the lessons that life has for me. And who knows what's happening right now, how that's helping me prepare for whatever that next step is. Because, life is like that. You can have all of these, amazing plans, but sometimes life presents you with this other amazing plan that's way better than you could have ever imagined. And I'm excited, you guys. I'm excited, and I don't even know what I'm excited about, okay? Like, whatever that next step is, I'm grateful for it already. I'm sincerely grateful for it already. And you guys, I'm grateful for right now. I was just, reading this other great book the other day, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, which is such an amazing book. And it just reminds me how we have the power to transmute. We have the power to be an alchemist, to change whatever we have right now into what we want it to be. Changing lead into gold, changing lemons into lemonade. And that's why we have to be so grateful for the present, because we have power in the present. Like, we can make that decision to, be grateful. And out of gratefulness comes just so much abundance. And, abundance isn't always money. And I feel like, myself, I know others can get trapped into, success is all about, this financial security. And, that could be one part of it for sure, because we have to eat, we have to live and find shelter and all that good stuff. But I feel like abundance, true wealth starts within. Because even if you have all that external stuff, however you are on the inside is going to dictate how you view everything you have. You could have everything, but if everything is not centered in here, you can look at all of that and still feel like you are lacking tremendously. So I'm working on centering in here, you guys, and just being able to see everything out of a grateful spirit, whether I think things are going my way or whether I don't think they're going my way, because there's still a lesson out of everything. There's still a chance to grow. And, that's just my goal, you guys. I want to grow. I want to evolve. And I just want to continue to share and hopefully encourage you guys in your own journeys as well. I know everyone goes through something. I don't know what your something is, but I just encourage you to just embrace those lessons and just show compassion to yourself. I know we focus on, being patient and loving with others, but sometimes we forget to show that same care to ourselves, and that's so important. So yeah, I don't even know how long this is. I feel like it's a really long video, but I just had to share. I just had to share. So yeah, other than that, we're still in Mexico. We've been here for about 5 months now. Yeah, we came here the end of December. That's been a wonderful experience. It's given me a lot of time to reflect and to see things in a new light. So I'm really, really grateful for this experience and being able to do it with my husband and my son. It's definitely been life-changing for all three of us. So we're definitely going to start posting more content on our Native Wonder blog. Everything just kind of took a little standstill because had to get this together. But yeah, we definitely want to share more because it has been a great experience. We've actually decided to stay for another 5 months, so we're going to finish out most of the year here. So excited about sharing with you guys on our Native Wonder page, and I'll put that link in the description box below. But yeah, other than that, I definitely have more content that I want to share with you guys. And speaking of the whole, I don't know what the next steps are. Like, I don't know exactly what that content is going to shape up to be, because I feel like it's time for a little change. Like, I've evolved so much and I have new things to share, even though I don't know exactly what all those things are going to be. I do want to continue sharing with you guys because it's a journey. Like, I had no idea that, when I started this when I was 23, that it was going to grow to be this platform where I feel like I have the opportunity to share with so many people. So I want to make that very meaningful, and be very deliberate in the things that I share. And so I hope you guys can continue to be patient with me and encouraging. I'm so grateful. But if you do have some ideas of content you'd like to see, if anything resonated with you in this video, please share in the comments below. I want to hear about your experiences as well. I feel like we can grow together and give each other all the encouragement we need to continue on this interesting life. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And yeah, enjoy your journey.